I am happy that I got married so young because you can't, even though you can get married later, you
Hmm.
can't get married young later. You know, like
Unless you have a
you
blood
can't,
boy.
you can't have, like, you might be able to get married later, but you can't have 60 years of marriage
Sure,
if you
right.
don't get married pretty young.
Welcome to the Crunch, the only podcast that would support Trump if he got convicted of a felony, and not for the reason you'd think. It's your boy Ethan.
And I'm Patrick, and this is a podcast where we try to find out if Catholics can be funny. It's been 7 years. We'll get back to you. Ethan, what?
I'm right wing, and this is why. So, do you know how Australia is like the coolest white people country? You know what I mean? Like every other, you know what
Sure,
I'm
yeah.
saying, right? So,
This
like,
man talks to James Donald Forbes McCann
talk
once.
to him. I did DM him, and we're engaging in some business. But anyway, we love Australians.
He had a really good tweet about Mama Jammas. He's like, "Why are there no good Mama Jammas?" And
What?
I wondered, is the
Oh,
plural of
like
Mama Jamma
because you always say that's a bad.
bad Mama
She's a
Jamma?
bad mamma jamma.
That's
Okay,
a bad Mama
she's a
Jamma.
bad
Is
mamma
the
jamma.
plural of bad Mama Jamma bad Mama Jammas or bad Mama's Jamma?
Mammas jammas. Would a
I
mamma
don't know. I
jamma wear
really like
pants
that
like this,
joke.
or would a mamma jamma wear pants like this?
If socialism was a Mama Jamma,
I don't know what that
I
means.
poured myself a socialism beer. You know, if socialism was a beer, you don't know that meme?
I don't know any
It's a beer
memes.
that's all suds, and it's as if socialism was
Oh,
a
I
beer.
see. I see. What I was
Yeah,
saying was,
I poured myself a socialism beer today. Sorry, go ahead.
I think it would be cool. Like we need to be more like
Mhm,
Australia because I was listening to
I agree.
James JDFM CP, and he was interviewing this comedian Sam Talent, and it was a great conversation. But one thing that he talked about is that he loves that America has this spirit, that we're gonna accomplish something and we're gonna move. And Australians, they're just kind of they've made it. They're a first world country. They just kind of hang out. They don't really know. There's no drive. There's no energy behind the culture.
No, no.
But my thought is like, what if we combined America's drive and energy and passion and spirit with the lawlessness of Australia, and we had
That's Florida.
and we had a felon president? Do you see what I'm
You're
saying?
describing Florida is what you're describing.
Well, Meatball Ron couldn't hack it in the way that I'm describing.
No, no, no. I don't even think he's really from Florida.
Where is he?
I wanna see
Really?
his birth certificate.
You're saying that Donald Trump is Florida as president?
Yes, Donald Trump so technically,
Hey, this
his
tracks.
his residence is is, uh is Mar-a-Lago, so he is a Floridian. But
Let me
Patrick,
ask
you
you
say
this.
he's from New York. Yeah, that makes him even more Floridian because he's
Yeah,
formerly from New
and
York.
I would say he's a natural leader, and he's from Florida, and so Florida natural orange juice. He's the orange man. He is
Mm.
the natural extract with pulp that comes out of the country. What's wrong? What's the problem with what I'm saying?
The plosion when you said pulp made it. With pulp.
Poop.
It was great.
It's. I think he's
By the way,
man
that's what that's called. It's called a plosion.
a plosion.
Yeah, it's
Um,
plosion. That's a plosion.
thank you for that. But what I was
You're
saying
welcome.
is I'm really excited because with the Republican debate last night and
Huge.
Trump
Huge for this country.
Trump posting bail, coming out of prison, immediately getting on a jet and flying away. It's beginning, right? The 2024 campaign is beginning, and I've been waiting
So
for
so he
4
is
long
running.
years. Oh yeah, he's running.
He's running, but he wasn't at the debate.
No, he was. Did you not see what he said on Tucker?
No.
Yeah, I didn't either, but I saw the highlights. But he said basically, he's like, why would I spend 1 or 2 hours on stage with people harassing me when I'm already leading them by 60 points in the polls?
Oh, wow,
He's-
that's really funny.
yeah,
Yeah.
it just makes it good. It's a good point. It's like, besides, he had to get arrested today, so he's a little busy.
He was busy. He
Mhm.
was busy. That so
Anyway,
I that kind of reminds me of
I'm just let me wrap this up and then you can go. But I
yeah,
just wanted to say I'm just excited. I'm not I joke around that I'm right wing. I sympathize with right wing people. I sympathize with left wing people. I think there's good points all the way around. I think definitely there's excesses on both sides, but I really am excited because what this means is that we've basically been in an entertainment desert since 2020 because the election was finalized, Biden won allegedly, and then COVID happened, and then it was like
allegedly.
it was January 6th, and that wasn't very fun because both the right I've talked about this, the right wing, they could have taken over the Capitol and actually done something, and they didn't. And the left wing, they just cried about it like they always do. And so it was boring. Like there was just a bunch of boring nonsense. And now it's time for things to be funny again.
Yeah,
And
people broke
I
into
am
a museum
happy.
and
Yeah.
it was yeah.
Yeah. So
I
that's why I'm excited.
say what you will, the man is the funniest president that we've ever
100%.
had. Jeez, man, I can't. Him not being there was probably the smartest move
It
because the
was.
guy, I don't know his name. I don't know what his name was.
I'm
The guy that
scared.
you
I'm
mentioned.
scared to say his name. I'm scared to say it because I don't
I
want
don't.
anyone to come after me.
He appeared out of nowhere. He's a
Yeah.
CIA plant, obviously.
100%. He's right
But
wing Obama. So that backs that up.
that's what I was saying.
Yeah.
So right wing Obama was talking about how RWB for right wing Obama. um, he uh, he was praising Trump during the campaign about how that's the best president we've ever had. And I just think that's an insane thing to do for an opponent.
Yeah. Well,
So that's
he's
what I'm
not
saying.
I mean, he's not vying to be the president. He's just trying to get the VP spot, I feel like.
Oh, smart.
You
Yeah,
know, like he said someone said it. It's like everything that he said in the debate was Trump's talking points just marketed to a younger demographic, like slightly younger, like
sure,
5 to 10
sure.
years younger. So instead of boomer core, it's Gen X core. And it's effective. He won the
Hey,
debate, quote unquote, but it's just because everyone else just showed how there's just a huge Trump hole in the in the debates now. Because gosh, how do you everything compared to those debates with him is nothing. You can't.
it's
Yeah. So anyway,
yeah, it's wild.
I know.
So his comments on Tucker em- embody something that I've been trying to develop in myself, which is this attitude of okay to arguments.
Yeah.
When it comes to arguments, this
Yeah.
attitude of just okay.
Okay.
I read an email. Do you know who Ryan
No.
Holiday is?
Unfortunately.
So I'm on Ryan Holiday's email list for
Of
some
course
reason,
you
just
are.
haven't got off of it. And I
Yeah.
saw a little email in my inbox that said something about like you can't have it all and be a parent. And I was like, cool, yeah, I want to read that because like he was talking about how he has to say no to a lot of things because he's saying yes to his kids, and I liked it. I liked that attitude.
Sure.
I was like, hopefully I can adopt that more myself.
Yeah.
And he mentioned how one of his friends says, "Yeah, I've given up arguing," or it was the comedian Tom Segura, I think who it was.
Mm.
He said, "I've given up arguing, including with my kids and including with my friends." And he's like, when I was younger, I used to love like getting into debates online and like waiting for their response and showing them how dumb they are.
Yeah.
And he
Get
said
him.
now instead what he does is he says I just go so quick to agree with the person and move on.
I think that's the way to do it because then you don't get mad yourself
Mhm.
and you shut them down and you can just be like,
He
you can
said
just
he
shrug your
said
shoulders.
the magic words. These are magic words.
Yeah.
If you say so,
If you say so.
if you say so, and
Dang.
then just move on, just walk away. I did it
Sheesh.
today on our Instagram account. Did you see?
No, I don't pay attention to what you
Oh,
post. Anytime I see something that's posted that I didn't post, I don't pay attention to it.
no, it wasn't a post. It was in DMs, so I thought you might see it. But
Oh, no, 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 no.
someone was
Dude.
commenting across all of our posts.
Oh, yeah, that guy.
Yeah.
You know who did this famously?
Who?
Jesus Christ, our blessed Lord.
Oh yes.
When he's being accused of blasphemy by the high priest, they're like, "You did all these bad things." He goes, "You say so."
You say so.
It's- and then
You
they
have
get
said this.
you have said this, right? And then they get so mad that they condemn him to death. So
It's, this guy also got pretty mad. So he
use
was
use it at your own risk. Wait, I'm gonna
he
read it right now. I'm gonna read the comment.
so he and I he got very he was across all of our platforms. He was like, you didn't respond to my post. You didn't respond to my comment. You didn't respond to my comment. You didn't respond to my DMs. And that's a bold strategy.
Right.
I don't see all the comments. I don't see all of our DMs. I don't
Yeah.
see. I mean, I did not. This was not a slow burn of all of a sudden we're getting more and more messages that I've been keeping up with. All of a sudden we blew up. All of a sudden everyone wants to talk to us, which is fine.
Everyone wants to talk to you.
And he was very upset, and he was like, "You." He was upset that I said that the assumption has been believed by all Christians for all time. I think that that's obvious because if it happened, then the apostles saw it or knew about it and then told other people. Fair enough.
Yeah.
And so he said that, oh well, a pope condemned it in the 4th century, and he was like, this is where I asked for a source. He provided the source. I didn't reply because I didn't care about it. I didn't see it. And so, are you reading it right now?
I'm just scrolling through as
Stop
you're
reading it. I'll
I'm
tell
not
you about it,
I'm not
and then you
reading it.
can pay attention to what I'm
I'm
saying.
skimming. I am actually using my two senses. I'm listening and I'm engaging more parts of my brain so that they're stored in multiple parts so I remember
Yeah,
it
yeah,
better.
yeah, 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 yeah. Multitasking, the thing that all human beings can do all the time. That we all
Hey,
know this.
hey, listen, you. I'm not gonna deal with your
You know
burning
what?
the
I'm gonna sit here and I'm gonna wait
no.
until you want a podcast. I'm gonna
Yeah.
sit here. I'm gonna wait for you to podcast with me.
I'm not gonna deal with your comment about burning the midnight oil after talking
Burning the
uninterrupted.
midnight candles.
After talking for 15 minutes uninterrupted, and then as soon as I say 3 words, you say, "Hey man, let's go. Gotta record, gotta record." Now, on top of for the last 7 years, how many times I've caught you not paying attention and reading other things while we're having a conversation. And just because I'm looking up the thing that you're talking about as you're summarizing it so that I can reference it in a conversation with you, I will not take this. And don't say if
What
you
you
say
need to
so.
know about me, Ethan, is that I am selfish, and I am not gonna change. And you
No,
can't.
no, I don't think you're selfish. I think you're a good man who has foibles, just like the rest of us. Sorry, big piece of cardboard that I put in front of the window almost fell, and my son is sleeping right there, and so I just got
Oh,
really
jeez.
scared, but it's fine. Anyway, I just want you to know this. Listen to me now. I love you. You're a good friend. But I would never do anything to hurt you on purpose. Okay?
Okay.
Yeah, it's
Are you gonna
all
hurt me on accident?
definitely
Oh, okay,
to the
cool.
point that it's going to seem intentional.
Anyway, long story short,
Yeah.
I responded. Fun fact: I don't know if you knew this.
Mm.
There was a spurious book of the Bible called the Assumption of Mary that was condemned, purportedly condemned by a. What are you looking at? It?
I'm
Is
just
it
reading
crazy?
his response to what you said.
I
When you
So there
yeah,
was a book called The Assumption of Mary that was condemned. It was a book called The Assumption of Mary that was condemned as heretical by a pope in the 4th century. That doesn't mean the assumption didn't happen, right?
right.
The example that I used was, now this is me arguing with the person. That was like, hey, like, because he was so desperate to talk to us. I was like, I'm going to give you my best shot. I was like, you understand that, like, if I wrote a book called The Ascension of Jesus and it talked about how I was there and Jesus told me I'm pope, and the pope said that's heretical, that book is condemned, and he condemns the ascension of Jesus. That doesn't mean the ascension didn't happen, right? And he's like,
Right.
I'm very disappointed in your response. I thought that you have more. And then I said, if you say so. And then
Dude, and then
another wall
can
of
I read what he
text.
said? Can I read what he said after you said if you say so?
Please do, because I didn't.
Dude,
I saw thank you and I said you're welcome.
it's amazing. It's amazing. So Badger
We
says,
should give it more credence, should we?
"No, this
Nah,
guy
it's fine. It's fine.
no,
It's
he
fine. No
probably
one
doesn't
knows who he is. It's fine.
probably doesn't listen." He says, "If you say so," and the Badger says, "If you say so," and he says, "Thumbs up emoji. Understood. The Crunchcast's best defense of demonstrable, thoughtful, historical arguments from a Protestant is, quote, if you say so. I hope that going forward, you show more grace to your Protestant friends in your videos. You make fun of us a lot. And based on this exchange, I don't think it's fair. Some of us do, in fact, care about church history. I was genuinely hopeful to have a meaningful dialogue with this channel over this issue. If you give it more thought and would like to learn, like give me a rebuttal, I would love to learn more of the Catholic perspective and be shown where I'm wrong on this one. Thank you for your time." You should have said if you say so again.
No, 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 no. That would have just been mean.
That would have been that would have been all time though. Oh
Oh
man.
man.
Yeah,
But
it's
that's a very Reddit strategy. Is like,
yeah.
excuse me, sir. I am just trying to have a debate with you, a respectful exchange of words, if you will, good sir. You know,
Yeah. Yeah, I don't understand what his deal is. There's a lot of DMs that I just didn't respond for the week that you disappeared from the Instagram because they were all for you, and I didn't want to like read them and then throw off the game because I didn't know what the conversation was about. And
Yeah, and like
I don't care
I'm
about
not
talking to
interested.
Protestants about stuff on Instagram. I want to make a joke. I want to have a fun time. I
This
want to
goes this goes
laugh.
for like if you happen upon this podcast because of our Instagram
What's
and
up?
you're like, wow, I really love the podcast. I want to ask Pat a question. I'm gonna go on his Instagram and ask him. Ask me a question on Discord. I'm more likely to respond to it, although I still owe Relay Theology a response from a DM from like last week.
Yeah,
But I'm much more responsive on Discord because those are the people. There's only like 500 people on there.
yeah,
There's like 20 people a day sending us a DM on Instagram if we post that day. So
yeah,
like if you're listening and you're trying to get to me through Instagram, it's very unlikely unless we follow each other or I've DM'd you in the past that I'm going to even see it because they all go to requests. And I do want to answer your question. And if you're a Protestant trying to fight me in the DMs, I'm not going to do that unless apparently you just are consistently commenting on every post for 10 days. Then I'll give you the time of day because obviously you've earned it. But I don't really want to answer debate questions in the DMs because it's kind of a waste of time.
yeah, yeah. It's
If
just
I
the
answer them publicly, then more people can see my responses, right? And I'm answering
yeah,
more questions at once.
it's
You
just the
know?
price of fame, you know. Like
No,
it's
I'm
just
really struggling with this. I don't want to. I don't want to
oh, you
like. I
are.
don't want to. Yeah, I don't want to dismiss people. But
Wait,
it's.
what do you?
And
Why are you?
I
What are
gotta
you?
pick. I
You
gotta
don't have
pick
any.
what I.
You,
Yeah,
you don't have any obligation to these people,
I have a finite amount of attention, and I can't give it to everybody.
right? So like, it's not even worth. If it was up to me, everyone that DM'd me, I would block.
I
How dare you
was
speak
trying
to
to
the
set up.
king in his court?
I was trying to set up many chat so that we could like maintain the engagement in the DMs without like
Yeah,
taking the time.
yeah.
But there's really not a lot of
No,
options for many chat. I don't really like
no,
it.
no. I think the only thing to do is just to wake up in the morning, finish your morning routine, DM people back for 30 minutes, do it at the end of the night, and then that's all you do every day. And if you don't get through it, tough nuts, you know.
Sorry, guys.
It's yeah, we'll do our best, but anyway, I
The
want to
price of fame.
the price of fame.
It's so funny if you look at our YouTube numbers versus if you look at our Instagram numbers. Like people must not have any idea. Like how big are these guys? What are they doing?
No one knows. I was like, are they successful?
Yeah, because someone
Are they
comments on our YouTube
losers?
channel. Was it Catholicism? That guy?
I don't know who it was, but it was the nicest. That post got me out of bed the next day.
It was so funny. He was like, "You guys are so funny. Why you only have 10 views?" I was like, I know. It doesn't make any sense. I promise our podcast gets way more than that. I promise our Instagram
Yeah,
gets way more
no,
than
it
that.
doesn't.
It
It
doesn't
doesn't.
make any sense.
No, it doesn't make any sense.
It doesn't look like it makes any sense, but it makes total sense. We started YouTube like 2 months ago, and we're
Yeah,
not
we did not start
we're not a
YouTube
very
2 months ago. We
YouTube
started
centric.
YouTube in January, Patrick. Wow,
Ooh.
you did a time dilation effect.
I've just been in a time warp. This year has
You
it's
have been.
August.
Mhm.
It's August. It's almost September.
Does anyone else feel like the last 2 years have just disappeared?
More like Felice Navi done with this semester. I think about that joke I'm gonna tweet that. I'm gonna tweet that this December. I'm
Tweet it right
Felice
now.
Navi done with this semester.
It's funnier if you tweet it in August.
You're
Yeah,
right.
yeah. You remember when everybody was like whining about how bad 2020 was?
Yes.
That's me, but with every day. I wish I wish I could be like Stephen Colbert and get a little like he blew up a 2020 statue with like dynamite or whatever. I wish I could get like a August 24th, 2023 statue, blow it up. August 25th, 2023 statue, blow it up. And every day I'm just nuking the past and moving into the future. You know what I'm
We did
saying?
that with in youth group. We put a little 2020. We made 2020 in matches and we lit it on fire in the youth room.
Oh, that's
And I
fun.
only realized after Father Anthony walked in that might not be a smart idea. It was like on fire, and Father Anthony walked in, and he was like, "What are you doing?" At least that's how I remember it. I don't know. I'm
That's funny.
Felice. I'm Felice. How do you spell Felice?
I'm not going to tell you.
Navi done with this semester. My Twitter is just a garbage hole now
Yeah.
of shit posts that you and I think are funny.
Yeah.
I can't believe the King of England lives in that big clock.
Did you tweet that?
I did. It got exactly what you predicted. 10
Yeah.
likes, 1 reply.
I told you exactly what would happen.
It's so funny. I can't believe they're big clock. I can't believe their
You
White
should have
House is a clock.
you should have tweeted your Sears Tower joke. That was funny. Patrick texted me. The only interaction
did.
I want to tell everybody what happened. So in the last week, I
Okay.
haven't talked to Patrick once. Like Patrick's been
Dude,
busy. I have not.
Phoebe saw just the blue, and she was like, "Is Ethan mad at you? What is happening?"
No. So on Saturday, I sent you a real
I just
idea.
kept going.
I sent you a real idea that I wish I could have done because there's a few things here. So I eternally struggle between like wanting to be like the funny normie Catholic thing on Instagram and like actually using my sense of humor. So I
Yeah,
made a
obviously.
reel of like me stomping out of my room, like going back to confession because I got mad online and it did well, right? Like people liked it. They thought it was funny.
It was
But-
good, yeah.
But what I wanted to do, it said POV. It's been 2 hours since your last confession. You just got mad online. Funny, people relate to it. But what I wanted it to say was POV. It's been 2 hours since your last confession. You just hit a kid with your car. Which would have nobody. I don't think anybody would think it's funny.
No,
but
they'd be like, "Oh no!" They would
I
have the reaction my wife
I-
had when I
yeah.
showed her that video. She was like, "Oh no!"
But it's like that kind of stuff that I wish I should just post things like that on my own personal account because I think that stuff is so funny
So funny.
to like take normie Catholic content and then just twist it a little bit. But we're just not big enough to do that without repercussions yet,
No, and also it's like people that are like normie Catholic content, they're not going to like you making fun of normie
Right.
Catholic content because they're not
Exactly.
going to
'Cause
get
they
it.
don't get it. Right.
They don't get it. They
Yeah.
don't. They're not self-aware enough to know that their content is normie. They're like,
Right.
"Oh, this is hip and niche and cool because it's Catholic."
Right.
It's like you wearing that "Don't hate me because I'm Catholic" T-shirt.
Yeah. That's why I'm so effective at this type of stuff. Because
If I sold a T-shirt you would buy now would just saying like "Don't hate me because I'm a sedevacantist," and you'd like wear it ironically,
No, I think if you got me a shirt
or
that
"Don't
said-
hate me because I'm Jewish," and you wear that shirt ironically.
Yeah. I would wear a shirt that said, I went to the never mind.
I got arrested by the IDF.
Well, I was gonna say like I went to the gay club that all the Cardinals went to in Rome, and all I got was this stupid T-shirt. But the T-shirt is like missing the nipples, like that like all flashed through my mind all in one moment. I was like, "There's not a good way to say this funnily," so I just didn't say it. But anyway,
I went to that gay club in Rome, and all I got was a measly settlement.
right.
Articulate.
I went to the. Moving on. So there's a lot of thoughts. But Patrick texted me. What was it? Sunday morning. Sunday afternoon. I didn't have my phone with me at all on Sunday.
We were at the O'Hare Airport, and we could see the Willis Tower, the Sears Tower in the distance.
Yeah, because you went to a wedding.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, I went to a wedding last weekend.
Nice.
Classic crunch.
So Patrick texts me. He says, at the top of the Sears Tower in Chicago. Wow. So this is where 9/11 happened.
I thought it'd be
was
funny to
really
like
funny.
if there's a tour guide. I was
Yeah.
trying to explain why it was funny to Phoebe.
No,
And she
didn't
was
get
like,
it.
"It's not funny."
No, it is.
And I was like, "No, Phoebe, I want you to imagine. You go to the tour guide
Yeah.
and you're like, so how
Come on, get it out. Get it out. You can do it.
I'm sorry. So you go up to the tour guide and you go, so
Come on, buddy.
I'm sorry.
It's all
You
right.
go, so how fast did it take them to rebuild? And he goes to what? And you go, the tower. And he goes, from what? And you go, from 9/11. Did you imagine?
That would be so funny. Listen, how about
You're
this?
just standing on the glass and you're just leaning down. And you go, wow.
Wow.
So this is where 9/11 happened.
I think it's funny. We should do that. We should go to the tallest building in every state and do that at every single building. And
Oh
come to
man.
the Devon Tower here in Oklahoma City. We'll go up to the top. There's a restaurant at the top of that one. Ask the maitre
Does it
d.
spin?
Be like, sir, it does spin. I'm pretty sure. Ask the maitre d. Be like, sir, can we seat at the table where 9/11 happened?
Can we sit at the table where Mark Wahlberg stopped the Oklahoma version of 9/11?
Can we go up to the Space Needle in Seattle and be like, why, why didn't the needle?
Why did the needle stop the plane?
How did they get the plane off the needle?
What if you and
Yeah.
I separately go? It'll be equidistant. So you go to the Seattle Space Needle. I
Yeah.
go to the San Antonio Space Needle, and we podcast from separate space needles to each other at the same time.
The San Antonio. You talking about the Tower of Freedom, Tower of America, America Tower in San Antonio? Is that what you're talking about?
No, they have a space needle in San
No.
Antonio.
They don't have a Space
Dude, we've
Needle.
been there.
You and
We
me.
saw the needle. Yes, we were in
Space-
San Antonio together. Although you
needle
didn't hang out with me, you just hover-handed Hannah for some reason.
Okay, that is a weird thing
all
to
you
bring
did.
up. What is the? It's the Tower of the
That
Americas.
was my
Tower
that
of
was
the
my
Americas.
only interaction with you on that trip.
Tower of the
Was
Americas.
that picture?
I was with my like real friends from college and was having a good time.
Damn.
So I know.
Damn, I was with my fake friends from the internet. So
Yeah. So who won?
hmm,
Well, I don't talk to any of them every week, so you, I guess.
that's fair.
It's called the Tower of the Americas. Touch grass, eat rocks,
Really?
suck dirt. Yeah.
It's not called the San Antonio Space
No,
Needle.
It's not called the San Antonio Space.
Doesn't it look like the San Antonio Space Needle?
No.
It doesn't look like a space needle.
No, it looks like a really tall freaking what is that industry called? In the airport,
Tower of the Americas.
and they control the air traffic control tower.
It
What-
does look like the Space Needle.
No, it looks like an air traffic control tower.
Oh, wait, hold on. The logo looks like the Space Needle, but
Yo, there's a
I remember-
Landry's. There's a Landry's in the San Antonio Space Tower.
what? What's that?
You never been to Landry's?
No.
Oh, Landry's is amazing. It's
I love when you visit a new place, like a new city, and they just
Yeah.
make up a restaurant.
yeah.
Like we
Well,
went to
maybe I'm not
Chicago, and my
thinking-
friend, I went to Chicago, and my friend was like, "You've never been to Portillo's?" And I was like, "Stop making things up."
I thought Landry's was something else. Turns out it's a casino chain. I was thinking of Lambert's, which is the place where you go there. They throw the rolls. You ever been there?
No,
Lambert's is this place. It's
where they throw
it's
the rolls.
well, yes, it's like Disney World when you're a kid. But it's like it's a gluten filled Disney World, and you go and you get a fried chicken, and they serve root beer in the biggest cups that you can imagine. And there are these.
You were
people-
making fun of those. You were making fun of those guys in Palestine for flipping the bucket upside down and making Father bless the bucket. And you're like, they got rolls. It's like Disney World. when
Okay,
you're
I
a
wasn't
kid.
I wasn't making fun of those guys, but it's different. It's different because the guys in Palestine were like, come, everybody take picture. And all they did was flip the food upside down like at a shrimp boil. Like it was nothing special. But like it's traditional, whatever.
You're insulting their culture.
I'm not insulting their culture. They ran all the Christians out of Palestine. So it's even, I guess.
They
What do you
didn't
want
do
from
that.
me?
They served us.
They did serve us. They were very kind. It was good food. Free Palestine. I don't know what the correct party line just said.
I don't
here is.
understand. I don't know who to.
I don't understand the
That-
conflict.
The most annoying lib guys on Twitter that I know are both like super sensitive about anti-Semitism, but also have Palestinian flags in their
Right.
Twitter handle. I don't understand. I don't.
I
understand
saw
what's going
I
on.
saw a video today on somewhere.
I'm
on-
pro whoever doesn't kill Christians.
Yeah, I'm
Is
pro
that
whoever doesn't kill Christians. I saw a video where it was like just an EDM, like a festival video, and in the
Sure.
comments it was a whole bunch of people arguing about Israel and Palestine, and I was like, I thought it was just music. Like, is someone here Jewish
really
and I didn't know about it? Anyway, so you go to Lambert's and you don't comment on the Israel-Palestine conflict at all because they will kick you out fast as you can blink. But you go in, you order the fried chicken, you
or you
get the
could say
big
Boker Tov, you're
you
out
get
of
the big buckets of root beer, and then these guys that walk through the restaurant, they got the big. It's like being at a baseball game, but instead of
Mm.
being charged exorbitant prices, they throw the rolls from across the restaurant, and you, as a little boy, get to leap up out of your chair, which is a thing you're
And
normally not
catch 'em.
allowed to do at restaurants, and catch the roll, and then and then you eat it. And the best part is you can have as many as you want. And so as often as the guy
Your
walks through, you can go,
parents
oh,
can't
oh, oh.
tell you.
And the guy they're throwing rolls all over. The kids are jumping all over the place. The roll falls
Are
on the
these
ground.
good rolls?
They are delicious.
Are
And
they
there's
like Texas Roadhouse, or are they Texas Roadhouse after Texas Roadhouse rolls cool down?
no, they're better than Texas Roadhouse.
Nice.
Yeah. And they've got what's the thing that's not molasses, but it's like a syrupy sort of, it's not
It's not
honey.
molasses.
It's
It's
not
not honey.
molasses. Marmalade,
Margarine.
marmalade.
Marmalade.
They got marmalade and the marmalade on there with the butter. Oh, any Lambert's fans in the chat, hit me up. We can start a private Lambert's
We
chat
can
in
go
the
to Lambert's.
Discord. Yeah, and we can all go
Yeah.
together. The next pilgrimage.
Pilgrimage to Lambert's.
Yeah. Anyway,
So I
you got something on your mind.
I did have something on my mind.
Okay, I do too. If you don't have something fully on your mind.
No, I want you to talk about your thing.
Okay. I'm curious. So I think I want to hear your opinion on
Oh
this.
yeah, came to the right place. My little brother's childhood bedroom
I would rather be nowhere else.
/ my
But
mom's office. My mom just came home, by the way. I did not see her. She was out shopping, and I came back to the house, and she was not here. So I took her office. So I hope she's okay with that.
if she's working at 9:30 at night, then we need to have other conversations with the Patreon money should go to Della. That's what should happen. Get that woman some rest. She's been working too hard. So I want your opinion
Working
because
5 to 9.
something that I struggle with is, and I don't know if you feel this way, maybe you don't, but I feel like I'm the only guy like me in my friend group, right? So like I have friends that
Mm-hmm.
are awesome dudes, love them, love talking to them, love hanging out with them. We hang out with them all the time. I
Oh
move
yeah,
next door to some of them, it's
huge.
great, right? But sometimes I feel somewhat disconnected,
Mm,
somewhat alone,
out of place.
out of place even. And I think it has to do maybe because I'm too online and I know too much, you know.
Sure.
Maybe that's part of it. Maybe I don't take enough of an interest in other people and I don't put forth the effort, right? That could be on me, right?
Perhaps.
Um but we both have kids and we're both like working and we're trying to do this job and we're trying to do the podcast and we're trying to post and we're trying to do all these things to like be successful in these different areas. And I feel like I'm not sure how many friends to have, and I don't know like how much I should pursue friendship because I just feel like every time I'm with my friends, and this is not because of my friends. If any of my friends are listening, this is not about you, unless, but I just am like bored to tears because I'm just like, because we're just like talking, like I was telling earlier, it's like we're talking about work and we're talking
Yeah.
about the kids, and I love talking about my son. He's awesome, and I'm fine with talking about other people's work. It's interesting, I suppose.
Oh yeah, I love hearing about other people's jobs because they get fired up about it, and I'm like, yeah,
Yeah,
that's a huge problem. I want to do that job too. Are you hiring?
yeah. And so I'm wonder sometimes like, do should I have should I try to find more friends and like get some variety in my life? But then that stresses me out because it's like I got a kid and I'm just like I'm already tired enough as it is seeing the friends I normally see. So I just wonder how
Yeah.
you're balancing like as our firstborn is growing up and as we're building up, different facets of our careers. How do you deal with like a do you have like a social life? Like how do you how do you deal with that? Am I the only
No,
one that's experiencing these things?
no, definitely not. I really don't. I was just thinking about this today because,
Sure.
um, so two of our, so we have friends who
That's crazy.
I knew, I knew about her. I knew the girl, the woman, the wife of my now friend Michael. I
She's a
knew
girl, she's a woman, she's
I
a
was
wife.
connected to her. Like she was at if you were at Ascension, she was like the Susan at Holy Name, if you know what I mean. Like that's you guys all my three friends who listen to this podcast, you know exactly. She was over at Holy Name, so I knew her name was
Explain it.
Katie.
Explain it to the rest of us now.
She was like the girl who did everything at this youth group. Like she
I
worked there
see.
for a bit. And so
Gotcha.
that was just a little in joke for
Mm,
for my friend.
yes.
Um
If you
but
hey, listen up, friends of Patrick. If you got that joke and you appreciate it and you're not a patron, I'm gonna hunt you down because only people that give us $10 a month deserve to get inside jokes.
I think the only two people who listen to the podcast regularly from high school are patrons, yes.
Am I right? Am I right? Zeke smoking weed the other day. Am I right?
Oh,
Oh,
that's an
see?
inside joke
It's an inside
and
joke for the
felony.
patrons. And it's not a
So
felony to smoke weed.
not anymore.
What if it was?
It's a misdemeanor now.
I would smoke weed and then I would run for president and I would become the ideal Plato's ideal Australian man.
The platonic ideal
The
of an
pla-
Australian.
I would become the platonic ideal of an Australian man is James Donald Forbes McCann. That's a
That's
fact. You
true.
can't
That's
change that.
true.
He asked us, "Do you see that he invited
He
us on his catechism podcast?"
his catechism podcast?
Yeah, it's called the Catecast.
Is it not related to the catamaran?
It's not related to the Catamaran plan. It's a separate
It's a
podcast.
yes, I'll go on that
I
podcast.
told him yes, and then I gave him our emails and told him to let me know when it was happening, and he hasn't responded.
Okay.
So if you're listening to this, tag James McCann in a post and tell him to get back
All
to
right.
us, please. All right. Anyway,
So
continue.
this couple so I knew her, so I knew
Yeah.
them through the being in Melbourne. And then her husband Michael is roughly my age, and then she's roughly Phoebe's age, and they have a son that's Leo's age.
Okay.
Huge.
Your
Right?
pals.
And Phoebe has been going over they run like a young adult ministry. They have like a nonprofit that it's like young adult ministry in our
Dang.
parish. So it's separate from the parish. And so they run this nonprofit themselves.
Mhm.
And she was like, I need to work on this retreat. I need some time to work.
Mm.
Phoebe, can you watch our son
Yeah.
and Leo can play? And so Phoebe has been going over and she and Katie have been hanging out and like having
Right.
conversations
Right.
while Leo and
They're
her
doing
son are
play
playing.
dates.
And they're doing play dates and it's been great. And like Leo and her son are like clapping together, which is the extent of playing when you're 15
Mhm.
months old.
Yes.
And they're like Leo her son is trying to get up on the couch and so Leo is like pushing him up on the couch. Very cute.
Aw, that's
They're
fun.
getting into mischief together.
Yes.
And so I'm like listening to this, I'm like at work in my phone booth by myself and I'm just like Zam,
Yeah.
I'm sad. You
Yeah.
know, like I don't talk to my friends, you know.
Yeah.
But now that Phoebe has kind of found some friends, I
Mhm.
feel a little better about like going and finding friends myself. So I have friends. I definitely have friends. I see them all the time.
Guy who totally has friends. I
Yeah.
have a ton of friends.
But I have several friends and like I think something for me has been I want to be around people who are doing who have similar goals as me, right? That's one of the reasons why I joined Groundswell instead of just going to a co-working space where you could just rent a desk. I wanted to be around people who are entrepreneurial, who are running their own businesses like I want to. I Yeah, that's why I'm happy with my young adult group because there's a guy who I knew his wife when we were in high school and he's a really solid guy. And so he's a salesman. And so we talk about that. And then my friend Zach runs a business. And so talking to him, he's an entrepreneur as well. And so like I want to be around people who I aspire to be like. I think like if there's obviously if you're friends with them, there's elements of them that you want to be. Bless you.
Thank man.
There's elements of them you want to emulate. Generally, we don't hang out with people when there's nothing we like about them or would want
Right.
to
I'm
replicate.
not saying that I don't like my friends.
Yeah, but there's things that's missing that you want qualities in yourself and you want to be around people that have those qualities, right?
Yeah.
I think this is where the internet comes in handy.
I guess so, but I don't really care to be friends with anyone over the internet except for you, you know?
Yeah.
Cuz it's just I don't know. Like I'm stuck between all these different things. It's like okay, I could just put my head down and like see my friends when I see them and not really invest in these friendships and just really commit to whatever facet of either my main job or the crunch or some other thing, and just work on that stuff. When I'm not doing that, I can work on my house, and I can do things in my yard and build things in my garage, and I can learn how to do all that stuff. Or, like, there's a ton of things I can just like put my head down and do, and just like be around my family and not really
Mm,
worry about other people. On top of that, I could start a young Catholic professionals group in Oklahoma City,
mm.
and like start investing in the young adult community and evangelize and do all these other things. And it's just like everything seems like a good idea, but yeah, I just feel so not I don't know, not alone, but just kind of stuck, because it's just at the point where like everybody knows kind of like they have a house, or they're like in a spot somewhat permanently, and they're having a kid, everyone's
Mhm.
pregnant or has a child, and so everyone is just kind of like f- doing their own thing. But there's also this social pressure to hang out and spend time together and be friends and have community, which I'm obviously not opposed to community, right? It's like my whole thing. But then I just wonder, like, how much of my life should be this, and like how much should I be like Walker Percy and just like plant roots in like one spot and just invest, and never leave, and they just do
Mhm.
this. And how much of my life should be, building something with you and building something on my own and like working on my job. And I don't know, I feel so like, do I have too many friends? Do I not have enough friends? Do I do enough for the church? Do I not do enough for the church? Do I like care too much about my family? Do I not care enough about my family? Stuck. I feel stuck.
This is a good thing to this is a good question to ask.
Yeah.
It's a good thing to ponder. As a wise man once said, I love questions. They're
So
great for
you
pondering.
don't know what the hell to
I
do.
have no clue. This is something that I think is like
I feel like this is the key to me. This feels like the defining, like, if you are a formed Catholic man who has a family,
yeah. Uh-huh.
figuring this out is like the one of the hardest things to figure out in life.
Yes. Yeah. I'm
It's
just
so
like
I don't know.
I was talking to
Who were you talking to?
someone.
Yeah.
I forget who I was talking to.
Ah,
I don't know if it really matters.
it's all right.
But
You were talking to the Nick Nevy poster behind
yes. And I said, it's so funny that's back there. I saw it down. I was like,
you.
I'm keeping it up. I am happy that I got married so young because you can't, even though you can get married later, you
Mhm.
can't get married young later. Like
Unless you have a
you can't,
blood boy.
you can't have, like, you might be able to get married later, but you can't have 60 years of marriage
Sure,
if you
right.
don't get married pretty young.
Yeah.
And so, like, I want to become a wise man. Like, that's my
Mhm.
goal. Not
Hmm.
very much. Every day I realize how much I'm not there. But I want to become a wise man. And so I figure the best way
Mhm.
to do that is
Mhm.
to get married and have children and learn the things about me that are selfish and wrong and all that stuff.
Mhm.
And like let the parts, and I think there's some questions like this, like how much work should I be doing? What is a good work family balance? What are my priorities? How can I prioritize my family and providing for my family? And I think that's just one of those questions that you have to like try and fail at, and then eventually you'll be able to answer those questions for another young man who wants to have that question answered. So
Uh,
we gotta talk to someone who knows how to do it, because I was like, it's got to be a problem because like I saw someone posting about it on Twitter.
no.
It was like it was one of those pick me girls who was talking about how women suck,
Okay, yeah.
and it's like, okay, fine, whatever. And she's like, oh, women are like, I need a man who can, make a six-figure income and provide for my standard of living. Also, women, I need a man who spends all his time with me and my kid. It's like, yeah, there's like, that's just a constant clash that's going to exist
Right,
forever because there's a
right.
division between the sexes. There's a division between family and work. There didn't used to be in the Garden of Eden, but now there is.
Yeah.
And that's just it's always going to be there. So like And I think your community is part of family. It's part of
Yeah,
that balance
it
between
is.
family and work
Right. I mean,
because
multiple
your
times a
family is
week
part of a community.
when like my neighbor, when he's at the fire station, for his 24-hour shift, his wife and the girls come over and Emma makes them dinner and then they either eat dinner with us or she like takes it to go and takes it back over there because she's got two girls under the age of two, or I
Yeah.
guess two and a half. And so it's like, yeah, these people are kind of my family and everyone watches each other's kids and it's real. But it's like, so outside of that, like, should I be there's like other people, that are like good, holy, good friends. And it's just like, man, you don't live next door. You don't live down the road.
Mhm.
So I'll
Mhm.
see you when I see you, I
Yeah.
guess, is kind of, but is that like wrong? Am I the selfish one? A lot of talk has been made about how Patrick is the selfish one, but I think it's potentially it's potentially me.
I was the selfish one the whole time.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
What about it is selfish? The desire to see other people?
I think it's I think the selfish part is me not wanting to. It's like the longer this is the thing that gets me. Maybe I'm just an asshole, but like when you go for a long time without seeing somebody or without talking to them, and then when you like make that phone call or then when you see them, then you gotta like explain all the crap that's happened to you since the last time you talked to them. And I'm just like, I don't
Yeah.
want to recount anything, like I just want to talk to you.
I want
And
you to
like,
know
yeah. And so
already
I
and
feel like
then
sometimes
not
when
ask
I
about it
when
about
like
anything.
people when like you have someone over for dinner and then you sit down, they're like, so what's been going on? It's just like nothing. The same thing that's been going on in your life. We go to work, we come home, we go to bed, we eat food, we like try to live a lot. We're like living. So like, can we play a game or something? Like I don't, and it's just
Ethan
yes.
Ethan doesn't like small talk. He wants to know what
No,
you think about God.
no, you're not. It's not at all what I'm saying. It's just if we're gonna spend time, it's just like friendships that just exist to like catch up every 3 months are not really friendships. And so it's either
Sure they
like,
are.
are they?
Maybe not friendships of virtue.
Yeah, friendships of
Maybe not
what? Friendships
friendships
of
of
inconvenience is what they are. You gotta go out of your way. You gotta go over to dinner.
as opposed to friendships of convenience. Yeah, that's
Yes,
funny.
yes. Thank you. I know how to turn a phrase every once in a while.
I was I was thinking about friendship on the trip and how like I
Yeah.
mean all friendship is based on attraction. There's like some quality in the person that you desire. There's like something that you want, you know.
Maybe this is why
What?
I don't have any friends because I'm friggin' ugly. I never thought about this that I'm a slug man and nobody wants to be my friend.
Ethan Slugman.
It's slugman.
You're gonna crawl into your room and be like, Emma, Ethan. Or sorry, you're Ethan. I'm Patrick.
I'm
Emma,
Patrick.
Patrick
I'm
told me I was Slugman.
I'm a slug man. She's like, "You're not a slug man," and I'm like dragging ooze behind me as I crawl into the bedroom.
I'm oozing. I
I'm
used on the
oozing.
carpet.
My pores are huge and
Please don't.
green.
I got some salt on me in the kitchen and now I'm bubbling. Oh my gosh.
Emma, I need you to take the pistol and I need you to kill me. I'm a slug man. It's the it's
Emma, I
the
need you
it's the Wesley Snipes,
to.
the meme where it's like me crying when I have to kill Tony Hawk in the race war, but it's like me crying when I have to kill my husband when he turns into a slug. Oh man.
Emma, come closer, but come close. There's a loaded pistol in my desk drawer. What? Yeah, it's don't worry, the safety's off. It's you're gonna be able to use it no
Don't worry, the
problem.
safety's up. It's the equivalent of like girlfriends being like, "Would you love me if I was a worm?" It's like, "Would you kill me if I was a slug?"
Would you kill me if I turned into a skibidi toilet?
Oh man, he hasn't posted a new one. I've been a while ever since I watched all
Would you
48.
love me if I would you kill me if I turned into a slugman?
Anyway, I don't even.
Ugh.
I'm sorry. I don't mean to get dark. I don't want my wife to kill me. I plan on living a full and happy life with my family.
Yeah,
But
now who's in the pit? Now who's
it's
going to
me.
Israel, sitting in
It's
pits,
me, and
huh?
I don't feel like I'm in the pit though. I just feel like I'm just really like
Can't be
I
a slugman if you're not in the pit.
I
So
know, I know, I know.
All
Come down to the
slugmen
pit
go
with
to
all
the
the
pit.
other slugmen, and we're hanging out. All the slugmen are down there smoking cigarettes, drinking beer, playing pool in the pit.
Playing pool, but it's with little slug like tails. You can't really like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh man, you gotta try this out, dude. It's slug darts, and we just throw them at Bill, and we try to hit him in the center.
I like that all the bar games for the slug men are like slug. Like, oh, we're playing slug pool, guys. It's just pool.
It's just pool.
It's just pool, but we're slug men.
Yeah. Oh man, I forget what I was saying, but I struggle with the friendship thing. I struggle with the catching up. Like
Yeah.
to me, like my friends are the people that I live next to and that I see, um, and that there's life is more than just how has life been since the last time I saw you, and then you're together for 2 hours, and you basically everybody goes through how life has been since the last time you saw them, and then you leave, and it's just I don't want to be the guy that's like, oh, I don't have time for this anymore because that sounds like I'm too good for it. But at a certain
Yeah.
point, you have to wonder like, what am I here for?
Maybe you
Like
gotta raise a barn or something.
maybe it'd be really nice if we went to war. That would really bring people together in a way that would be
A
armed
common
conflict
enemy.
has a way of making men fast friends.
Definitely.
So no, yeah. So I don't
Well,
want
we'll
to be
see what
that
we can
guy,
do.
but yeah, well, if things go the way that they should in 2024, we
If
we
what's his
we
name?
we won't need an armed conflict.
No.
No.
We'll just have a guy with back in the office with his big old red button and his glass of Diet Coke.
Oh, you're talking about DJT?
DJT.
Dude, I love it. I love that he had a button that brought him Diet Coke whenever he wanted. It's crazy. People are like,
I'm so excited.
soda's so bad for you. You can't drink soda. And like Donald Trump and Warren Buffett, these like billionaire dudes slamming Coke products at like every possible
And
opportunity.
Warren Buffett just eating Dairy Queen.
Yeah,
It's just crazy.
it's
You ever
crazy.
have Dairy Queen food?
Yeah,
It's for peasants.
yeah. I don't know what
It's
Charlie
disgusting.
Munger is eating, but he does not look as fit as Warren, I will say.
No.
Yeah. You think they call him
I'm
Warren, or you think they call him Mr. Buffett?
probably call him Mr. Buffett.
I'd call him WB.
WB.
Yeah,
That's the WB stands for in Warner Brothers.
that's what the WB stands
I
for in George W. Bush. George Warren
George
Buffett.
Warren Buffett. I'm excited. I'm excited for the Biden presidency to be over because I'm tired of Twitter libs trying to turn him into Trump. You can't do it. Calling people Jack is not the same thing as calling people Pocahontas. Objectively, the second one is funnier. That's funnier.
Yeah,
Coming
he's
up
like,
with little nicknames for your political enemies is funny. I don't understand why no one's done it before. Now people keep trying to do it. Again,
yeah,
it's not working. Only
gosh,
one man can do it.
yeah. It's like if you put two things on either side, it's like calling someone Jack and then like having a stroke versus saying just saying the words Meatball Ron is
That's so
is
funny.
so funny,
That's
infinitely
so
funny.
funny. It's just
You see the Shane Gillis bit where he's like Trump would be the funniest president to see get shot.
yeah.
Yeah, it's really funny. Just like I won't do an impression of him doing an impression of Trump because then it would just be the whole bit. You can look it up, but he just makes the noise that Trump would make if he got shot, and he goes, ah! It's just like imagining the sound that Trump would make. Oh man, poor guy.
Oof.
All right, well that's
Hopefully
it.
he would come up with something funny enough as funny as the Reagan balloon
Yeah.
popping bit.
Oh yeah, I don't remember that. I wasn't alive
So
when Ronald
after
Reagan got shot.
Reagan got shot,
Yeah,
he was giving a speech and a balloon popped, and without missing a beat, he went,
he
missed me,
missed
and
me.
then he moved
Yeah,
on.
that's right.
Yeah.
I do remember him saying that. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, he's electric. That had to have been staged. Had to have been.
Yeah. No, I don't think they were smart enough back then. They hadn't even turned all the birds into robots yet.
That's true. He was really
They
smart.
hadn't even faked the
But
moon landing.
he was
or-
Reagan. He was an entertainer, right? He was an actor
That's
before
true.
he had improv.
That's why I
skills.
think it was improv because he had
Yeah.
those improv skills.
Do you think? Can you imagine Ronald Reagan playing improv games?
All right, call out a city.
All
That
right,
a good Reagan? That was off the tone.
was that a good Reagan? I don't know what Reagan
I don't
sounds
know.
like. I have to repeat. I was born in 1996.
Old.
Let's wrap up this podcast for young Catholics by talking more about presidents of the 20th century. I think they'll really enjoy it. We got to record another show. I got to get
Yeah,
another
so if you guys
beer.
thought
We got to
this
record another
episode was
show.
worth, if you guys thought this episode was worth a cup of coffee, consider donating $10 a month on Patreon, which would, if you divide that by 4.33, then that would be a cup of coffee an episode. If you do, we will send you a bonus episode every week, free of charge, outside of the charge of being a patron. Obviously, if you can't do that, leave a review. That helps other people find the show. Ethan.
Patrick.
That's your line.
Do you have anything else for the people?
Why is it gross to use a back scratcher and not to scratch your back? Riddle me this, Batman.
Thank you all for listening. Please pray for us. We will be praying for you. We'll see you all next week.